Record progress.
Okay, so welcome to this Mindset Monday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend, and I wish you the best of weeks ahead. What I want to talk about is a couple of ways that you can increase your performance. And this is going to be a little bit counterintuitive, but I'm hoping to give you a good demonstration of what goes on in your body and in your mind that decreases your performance, and some simple techniques that you can use to both accept what happens in these times, but also that will equip you to be able to navigate change or discomfort or any kind of difficulty that shows up as part of just navigating life, so that you can do that with the performance that you want. And so one of the things that I rely on often when I'm thinking about performance is an equation from the inner game of tennis, or, I mean, this is the inner game of music. Tim Galway wrote many books about the inner game of lots of different sports, but also we can apply this to leadership. And it's the equation on the right, which is your performance is equal to potential, so what you're capable of, minus any interference. And whenever I think about this, I think about people going through change or chaos, because chaos is experienced in moments of lack of confidence, maybe doubt, insecurity, overwhelm, emotions like frustration, difficult conversations. You have to have a feedback conversation with somebody on your team or a client or anything like that. And so our bodies actually experience this in a chaotic state. And what I wanted to be able to do is actually demonstrate this live to show you some really simple techniques that you can use no matter when you need to perform or when you catch that you're experiencing some of this chaos, so that you can equip yourself to be more productive, have more energy, be clearer, make better decisions, show up and have the conversations you need to have, maybe give the feedback you need to have, lead, show up, all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to do something that I haven't done before in one of these, which is share this screen. I'm going to make this one host. And then I'm going to share this screen. And so you'll notice this funny looking thing on my ear. And what I'm showing here is this ear thing. And this is tracking my heart rate variability. So here in the heart rate variability kind of square in the middle, you can actually see the chaos happening in my heart because I'm having to like perform or communicate or present. And so what I'm going to show you is by just paying attention to your breathing, you can control the level of chaos in your system so that you can perform, experience better emotions, experience more kind of wide, thoughtful thoughts in your mind, if that's the best way to describe it. And all I'm going to do is track this breathing technique, which you can see here at the top of the screen. So breathe in, now we're breathing out, nice and smooth and rhythmic. So just watch the heart rate variability change just when I track the breathing. And watch this coherence score at the top. At the moment, it's 2.1. Just watch this changing. All I'm going to do is track this breathing. So again, think about this in times of chaos, in times of uncertainty, in times of overwhelm, lacking confidence, all that kind of stuff. All we have to do is tell the body that it's safe by breathing in and breathing out in this way. And that will help the story update. So story follows state. If the story you're telling is overwhelm, lack of confidence, doubt, insecurity, negative emotions, well, then the way through that or to that is in the body, your state. So just watch. All I'll do is check the breathing. And watch the curve change to smooth. So you can see the difference. Smoother, clearer signal. And what this is going to do is it's going to send a better quality signal to my mind and body. And when that happens, I'm just going to make me back the host. Make host. Okay, so now I can turn all this off. So what I'm hopefully showing you there is when you regulate just your body, you can move from this chaotic signal, which again, so state physiology first. When you notice stories that are negative or unproductive, or you're noticing your energy is lower, any of those kind of things, the answer is always in the body. We want to get back to this kind of coherent state. We want this regulation between sympathetic and parasympathetic. When you're in a sympathetic state, it's the chaos. When you're in a regulated state and you're flowing between these two, it's a more coherent signal. And all I did there was change my breathing. Again, you're typically going to have normal sympathetic response day to day, good parasympathetic activity, like a good night's sleep. Again, you may not be able to nap during the day. You may not be able to get good quality sleep at the end of the day. But if we can, again, regulate our breathing wherever you are, in every situation that you're in, this is going to make a difference to your ability to perform. Your mindset will also change. On the left is sympathetic, too much chaos in the system. Your body will go to a threat response, which is what's the smallest possible thing in front of me that might be the threat. So you might fixate on an email, a negative testimonial, or a message you got that was really angry, or some small thing that gets blown out of all proportion. And then a week later, a day later, an hour later, you realize, oh, actually, it wasn't even that important. Right-hand side, more parasympathetic tone or activity, your perspective widens. You can take in more information. You can make clearer, better decisions. Your mind will play tricks on you, again, in those unregulated, dysregulated type of states in chaos. It'll go to all or nothing because in times of threat, in times of change, you don't know what's going on. So it's easier to make decisions if it's all or nothing, 1 or 0, 1 or 0, 1 or 0. Fortune telling is top right. This is where your mind will think that it can predict the future to again stop you from moving forward, to reduce your performance. Don't put yourself at risk of performing wrong in front of people, because that's how you're going to get ridiculed or like whatever it is. This is binoculars, so it's a minimization. So this is where you will pretend, or your mind again will put all that's good about you at a distance, like you're looking at binoculars the wrong way around. Tunnel vision on the right is, again, we fixate on the one thing that went wrong rather than the 99.9999% of things that went right. Bottom left is catastrophizing. Our mind will play tricks on us and tell us everything that could go wrong will go wrong, so that, again, we move away from the new, we move away from the performance, we move away from the difficult conversation. And again, bottom right, and this is emotional rationalization, which is if I experience emotions like doubt, insecurity, fear, nerves, all that kind of stuff, well, then that means. So our mind rationalizes against the emotion that it's feeling. And again, if you think about emotions, it's always this blend of yin and yang, of dark and bright, but we get lost in the dark side. We experience them as negative and we judge ourselves as negative or bad for feeling them. We judge doubt, fear, insecurity, anger, frustration, all those kind of things as just negative emotions. And we forget again about the experience of cultivating and creating some of the emotions on the right-hand side. So how might we do that so that we can perform fully, perform at our best, and help other people do the same? One way to think about these emotions is negative energy, so cortisol versus what's called DHEA, which is a positive energy type recovered energy. Again, regulating between these two will mean that you get the full spectrum of emotions. You don't get caught or lost on the left. Low heart rate, high heart rate is the vertical axis. Typically, when we experience more chaos in our system, we will move to the left, experiencing these emotions depending on what our heart rate is doing. If our heart rate is high, so let's say you've just come back from a run or you've got a negative email and you're in a stressed state, you will experience more stress, frustration, anxiety, and anger. If we lower your heart rate but keep you stressed, keep you chaotic, you're going to feel more exhausted, more depressed, more drained, and more sad. If instead we move to a more regulated state and we elevate your heart rate, you're going to feel things like excitement, challenged, ecstatic, connected to other people. Now we lower your heart rate, but we keep you recovered or in a coherent state. Again, imagine how this is going to change how you perform. Relaxed, peaceful, carefree, and a sense of relief. Imagine on the right-hand side how much those emotions will help you perform, how much they'll help you move towards challenge, how much they'll help you kind of take on the difficult conversations, lean in when it gets difficult, rather than on the left, you'll experience anxiety, anger, frustration, doubt, exhaustion, depression, sadness. How could you move towards challenge in those emotions? So it's really powerful to be able to increase your performance just to learn how to regulate your nervous system. And again, another example is just cultivating the emotions that you want more of with attention. So when you experience joy, ecstasy, excitement, love, uh, connection with other people, all that kind of stuff, what are you doing? Who are you with? Then you can recreate it with intention. So I feel happy, connected, excited when I have conversations with people that care, are challenging themselves, are learning often, all that kind of stuff. So what I wanted to try and really kind of share is really just those kind of ways that you can increase your performance by regulating your body. That will change your emotions, that will change your thoughts, and then you're better able to perform fully. You're better able to move towards challenge rather than away from and retreating from challenge, because there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be those moments of doubt, of insecurity, but the obstacle in front of you is the way. And so the invitation is, how might you experiment with this so that you have more energy, more clarity, more thoughtfulness? I wish you the best of luck. I hope that was helpful. Happy Mindset Monday.